Mr. Madenge, welcome to the studio. It's been a while since you've been here.
I know, man. It's probably been like maybe 2 years.
No. Maybe.
Two.
No. Actually, 2 years ago, 2 years ago, you were with a wifey.
Yeah.
Then after that, you came. Kumbuka nikikudrop mta.
Yes.
Yes.
So I came myself.
Yeah, you came solo.
Why did I come? What was going on?
You were dropping.
No. The last song I dropped was with wifey.
Why were you here then?
That's why I'm like, unless you'd call me for something else.
Unless we were doing something else.
Yeah. But me, I know my last media tour was during the time we done an EP with the wife.
Yeah.
And because that's literally it's almost like 2 years.
2 years
ago.
Like
last year, I just decided not to release music for some time. And just
chilling. Yeah,
like sometimes you get burnout. Sometimes you need a break. Like when this career can be long. So last year I told myself, okay, take a break from studio.
Hold up. You told yourself take a break from studio.
Yeah.
So that's the first time ever in your life?
No, I do short breaks.
Yes.
Yeah, where I'm just like, I'm not feeling inspired. I'm not in the zone.
Yeah.
I go at some point, I'm like, yeah, this is basically your mind telling you, chill, do something else.
Yeah.
But don't go into creation mode.
So what happens when a melody comes to you or an idea?
So, and it's so interesting. Melodies, ideas. Luckily, we have phones now.
Yes.
Long time you have a melody, you run to the studio. Drive. Unaenda na matatu. I'm talking about long time before,
sorry.
before we got cars, like
way before
Nina Noki days.
Those days.
That hook, I got it in matatu. And then
Shukisha
ngoma una play next itafanya ni sawa hii hook.
Yep.
So I literally would walk. I remember that's how it was. Now, luckily, I have a melody. Maybe I hear a beat. I just get my phone out and record it because I know at some point I'll need it. I don't need to use it at that point. So just because I was not in the studio does not mean ideas will not pop up once in a while. So I'm like, okay, that's a nice idea. I record it. Oh, that's a nice idea. I record it. But I'm just like, when I'm feeling in the zone, now I start going back to my ideas. I'm like, now I can pick this because you're in a better zone to finish an idea.
Finish that. You know why I'm saying that is this, right? When I was looking at your YouTube page, it said album 2024.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Kuna kitu kama hiyo?
Yeah, I'm working on that. So yeah, this is one of the singles I will be there. But for me, I prefer dropping a couple of singles before I drop an album. That has always been my style.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like drop a whole 15 track. I feel it's too much and songs disappear in that. It's too much content at the same time. I was open to change my mind.
Yeah.
But even with my research, I feel like people's attention span is too small.
Boss, when you've mentioned 15 tracks, I was like, what? Is your name Chris Brown?
Yeah.
Because 15 tracks is
a lot.
Hey, 15 tracks is a lot. Actually, Boutros dropped an album a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's about 13 tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So here's the thing, right? Savara is passing by later today.
Yeah.
And I think it's got about 8 or 9 records, something like that.
Yeah.
You're talking about, so what's a good length for you?
In terms of?
Like your album, you've been doing the research and everything. 15's a bit too far, right?
But that's because I'll have dropped a lot of singles before. Because for me, it's a collaborative album.
Okay.
So I'm working with a lot of people.
Yes.
And with different agendas of what I'm trying to push. So for me, I'm like, if I drop 15 at once, it's too much. But if I drop 7 before as singles, and then drop the other 8 and combine, then it's okay. So that's for me how I'm breaking it up. It's like, I've always been a singles guy.
It's palatable.
Because I'm even tempted to reduce the time I need, but 8 I feel is not too bad because when you sing the album, you'll have already tasted a bit of the ones before.
Yes.
And then you can now add these others. And out of those 8, I'd probably just want 3 for to stand out. And the others can be are not necessarily like the ones you want to be like the main tracks.
Yeah.
But that you distribute it through the year.
That's a good strategy.
Because if I do it at once, 1 month, guys have moved on.
Yeah, hey boss, guys have moved on, Bana.
And it's you put a lot of emotion and work on projects. So I know there's a streaming side of it, but for me, just like my kids, man, I give them like a whole 7 years before
best ever.
I'm like,
wow.
Give your kids time. Like I'm not gonna give I'm not gonna be like, put all of it, because when you give me too much music at once, I can't be able to take all of it.
I came to the sad realization maybe about a year or 2 years ago, and I was like, one of my greatest regrets is I will never be able to hear all of the music in the world.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's it. Because there's so much great music.
But you can't be able.
Like say a day like today, right? Yeah. You're dropping a single.
Yeah.
Savara's dropping.
Yeah.
Future's dropping.
Yeah.
And I've not even looked at all of the sites
properly.
There's so much.
It's not possible. And you're in radio. So you have to.
I have to.
In it. That's even part of Jobo. Me, I think when you've said that, for me, it's more like there's a lot of content. I can't possibly hear all the content.
Yes.
I just have to focus on the ones that I can hear and enjoy them. I think that's the situation of accepting. You know how you say there's things out of your control that you shouldn't stress about?
It just is.
It is.
It is what it is.
So if your mind is like, what am I missing? Then you can't enjoy what you have.
100%.
So it's like, hey, it's true. There's going to be too much. There's too much.
There's
music.
Always too much.
There's too much. Like, everyone has a chance to drop everything before you are forced to come through radio.
Yeah.
Now,
easy.
Everywhere. So your mind can be like, yo, and then you say, okay, but whatever I get that I love. So me, I'm like that. I'm like, I don't like focus too much on what I can't see or hear and enjoy. I'm like, okay, this is what I have.
Yes.
The little that I have. And even over time, I've trained my brain, because those are things that, like, when people talk about mental issues, those are the stresses that people put on themselves. They didn't have to.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, your mind has to know how to train yourself to be like, oh, what can I control? Focus on that. What can I not control? Don't focus on that, because you can only get frustration from something you can't control. There's no other way.
Boss,
pretty crazy.
I see that you've got a career that's coming up. You've got a career in mentorship and what do you call it? What are those guys who go to seminars and talk? Motivational
speakers and all that.
I was watching a movie called Pain and Gain. You guys should watch it. Mark Wahlberg and The Rock, right?
Okay.
These guys are gym rats,
Yeah.
And they're trying to like go from just being in the gym to like making money.
Yeah.
So he goes to this seminar where this guy's like, you gotta be a doer. Say I'm a doer. I'm a doer. Then this guy's like, I'm a doer. He's like, you gotta say it right.
You're like, hey, bro.
I'm a doer. It's a very, very good movie. Now, you've just mentioned something. Back in the day.
Yeah.
And I wanna angle this in the sense of like, so you're saying we're gonna drop music across the year, then we're gonna drop an album, right?
Yeah.
How long would a project like this have taken in the days of Ninanoki to compile all of that?
Before a single, you could give it 6 months.
Wait?
Yeah. 6 months, it enters the brain, it enters the, what was that thing called? Cerebrum,
yeah.
Cerebrum.
Yeah.
The song enters you, but it's in your subconscious, because you're like, this is not the content you're going to have. This is the single I have, and that's all you're going to have to get. But that came, what worked with that was that less is more concept.
Yes.
Whereby you give people less and then they consume it properly. Now it's changed. Now it's about, you have to keep it going.
Yeah.
Because as you've said, which is very true, there's too much other content. So now people are not able to just focus on one. They're like, but there's another one there, or there's another one there, and everyone is like, has a right to show you. So I'm like, strategies can't be the way it used to be before.
Yes,
I can't, so I have to find a way. That's why for me, I take a short break, then come back, and then drop. So my frequency has to be like maybe 2 months or a month
or something.
So which I kind of like, man, how do you make sure the song? Because me, I'm more interested in the song growing because I'm a performing artist.
Yes.
So I'm more interested in the song becoming part of your life in some way. You get?
Yeah.
So I'm always interested to how do I build this song? How do I give it time to grow?
Yeah.
How do I give the next one time to grow? How will they grow, together? I feel if a song doesn't grow, I'm like, now why?
What's going on?
What do I
give it?
What do I do? And so, but then the other people will say, okay, there's a streaming vibe whereby, you can earn just from streaming. The song doesn't have to be like all over the place, but you're earning. So I'm like, okay, that's true. That's another way. So there's also something to learn from that different style of consumption of music, So it's for me, it's like, hey, bro, our industry, you have to consistently learn like new vibes. Oh, okay, this is working. This has changed. How do you now take advantage of that new thing? And yeah, so for me, it would be like 6 months.
Man, so for you especially, you've been how many years? 20 what?
25.
25 years.
Yeah.
And you still have to constantly stay learning. Ndio mtindo saizi nini? Are you dancing on TikTok yet?
I've been dancing for 3-4 years, bro. But in fact, I took a break last year.
Hauko unakatika jana last year?
Last year it was less. But the
just
time
say your
during
knees have given in. Hata kusema sijui took a break. Unasikia venye atook a break. Sema magoti imesema no.
Magoti zangu ziko tu sawa. Let me tell you, like as I'm telling you, and the reason I'm saying some of these things is because guys out there like me, I know, like in the industry, over time you begin to read the pattern of public life.
Okay.
And you're like, wow, you come in, excitement, around your brand, if you're lucky. Yeah, if you're lucky. You're going to get some excitement around your brand.
Okay.
Lucky means barely 5% of people who are trying get lucky. So when you get lucky, you get shit. It's working. Yeah. And then the hype dies down for some time. Now, during that time, you panic because you're like, what am I doing wrong? There's nothing really you're doing wrong. It's just the market saying, okay, change something or adjust. So you either have to take a short break and find a way to reinvent or something, but that happens to everyone, even Michael Jackson. Yeah, there's a moment he chucks an album, then he needs to relax for 5 years. He just has to keep that he's still relevant, so he goes to buy an elephant's gene where and what. It's nothing to do with music, but he's still there. He's sleeping in an oxygen tank. It's strategic.
There. Yeah.
But he knows musically I need to chill because the hype has to chill a bit and then I come back after some time. So same thing with us. So even in TikTok, you find TikTok, you have a vibe, people are excited about it. And then now guys are like, okay,
what
something
else?
So you have to shift.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard. You don't have a team of 50 creatives behind you, like Friends. I look and say people who did episodes like Friends, they'd have a team of creatives.
Speaking about Friends, I was watching. What was I watching? That thing was not even shot in New York.
Yeah, it was shot somewhere else. Right?
It was shot in bloody Los Angeles.
Yeah. I mean, they can cross. Yeah, like because they will make their money back.
And actually, that's Paramount Pictures, I think, right?
Hey, no, I don't know. I can't remember who it was. So I was just watching Friends.
You were just watching Friends. So whatever production house it is, that is their biggest money maker to date.
Yeah. I mean, the actors at some point realized, bro, this is big, man. I keep forgetting I'm on air, bro.
Apologies for anyone who might have been offended.
No.
But even the president said it. So
so it happens, man. It shows that I'm comfortable. I'm a bit too comfortable.
I told them, don't give me this. Live on TV.
I know, right? Yeah, so it can happen.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is, they realized at some point this thing is bigger than we thought, and that's why they had to renegotiate and be paid $1 million a show.
Imagine,
it's pretty crazy.
An episode.
And you're like, if these guys have been paid $1 million per show, that's $6 million. How much is this show making? Because now the guys who put the money have to make more.
Of course.
So anyway, long and short, it's pretty interesting when you try and analyze how it goes. So even for me, when I love to work with the younger generation because I feel there's information you need to know.
Yeah.
Because there's no curriculum or school for this system of this industry, so we have to teach ourselves. So you have to tell someone, yo, you go through this, and when you go through this, don't panic, don't. Yeah, because even me, I remember the hype of Ogopa, Caliph kind of like slowed that down, and it kind of affected us. Like, what happened?
What's going on?
Yeah, there was love, and then we realized, it's just that it's a different vibe that has to come in, and then you just have to find a way to survive through that and still come back and do something else. And people, and now, even now, for me now, I started doing a bit of influencing, so people see me in a different light in social media. They're like, doing this, and we say, okay, yeah, I'm changing. And how do you do that? You also learn from other people. So I follow guys like Snoop Dogg. That's my guy that's my mentor. Imagine
Snoop ndio mwenyewe. Have you seen what he and Deye?
Yeah.
He and Deye have dropped a gin and juice.
Yeah.
In a can.
Yeah.
So I was watching the ad yesterday. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
A very, very well marketed.
Yeah, and it's
very well.
And I would watch Snoop and just different older guys who have been doing it for long, and I would see them morph into different things.
Yeah.
So I remember Snoop getting into a reality show where he was training kids, and I was like, why is Snoop doing gangster rap, Snoop? But now I begin to understand.
He's relevant.
His relevance showing different aspects of himself. It's not just one. So initially, as a fan of Snoop, I don't want him to move from that. But then now, me understanding that he's trying to show you that, okay, I am this, but I'm also this.
Yep.
I'm also this, and I can also be this. I can also be. Earlier on, you're telling me about seeing a billboard of the nip-nap diapers. Yeah. And I was like, I want to. And the reason I said, okay, I'm cool to be on the diaper pack is to promote the role of the father in parenting.
Where's he deadbeat?
Yeah?
Where's he deadbeat?
Itakuwa je deadbeat na niko kwa nyumba moja na hata kijaribu wezi.
Uko unajua
mtoto anakuleta unaleta umelala hivi mtoto anakuwa hapo tu kwa laps au kuwezi kwa deadbeat.
So by the way, just to digress.
Yeah.
Uko na box ngapi za diaper kwa hapa?
Zingine zimeletwa. Jana tulienda meeting nyingine, status meeting. Tumebebana na diapers. Ni nyingi.
Mtoi saizi yako na
ako miaka 1.5.
1.5. So bado anatumia diaper.
Diapers ziko for maybe 3 years.
So we na hii economy ujui nini?
Diapers. Nilijua when I got this fat baby, I was like, lazima tutafute sahani.
Yani umtoi mnafamu mnamfungulia account by the way.
Huyo
of course from the jump.
Ni brand man.
Huyo
anasumbua estate. Anasumbua estate siku hizo aziambiwa kitu na watoto.
Hebu nikuulize, speaking of which, kuna neighbor wako washaibisha wakasema, can we get some diapers? Because now you, bro,
I mean, we are the diaper kings and queens, right?
ningekuwa brand ambassador wa tuseme chili sauce.
Yeah.
My neighbors wangekuwa na bisha na waike kwa food tu. Wanakuja na sahani.
You don't even ask. You're like, I know why you're here. I know why you're here. But in our neighborhood, the youngest right now is 4 years old, and so had to me diapers. But yani wote ukuja home every day kusalimia Shiro.
Serious?
Yani unasikia tu knock. Anakupita between your legs. Shiro kwa wapi? I'm like, bro, you know I am the owner of this residence, right? Salimia mtu kwanza. Okay, sawa, ni aje. But so amekuwa light, a new light even in our home. With the kids, there's excitement all the time. You're coming, she's becoming like the beacon of just excitement. It's pretty awesome how it, because initially, I'll be honest, as a man, I panicked. I was like, hey, mtoto mwingine tuna deal nayo aje story.
Yeah. And your eldest is what, 18?
Yeah, she's turning 18. She's 17. So I'm like, hey, tunadu. So like my mind shifted into, okay, this is a blessing, but then of course you have to find interest. So it was interesting at that same time of that, we were also looking at, who can we work with, because we'd already done a lot of influencing. So we stopped just looking at us as musicians. We looked at ourselves as how you influencers, because you already have a goodwill and following. How do you look for products that you feel you can associate with or you trust,
yes,
and work something out? So that was one of them, and that has been the last 3 years. That's why I'm like, being your mind opening up to different things, That's why I'd be like, oh, why is Snoop doing this? Oh, why is Dr. Dre doing this? When I saw Dr. Dre doing the
The headphones.
The headphone. Yeah. It's like you're using your goodwill over time. You're following, because they're following you for something. Now you want to show them something else.
Yes.
But you also have to follow some kind of way of, so we're like, we need to trust what we are marketing and pushing. So that's how it happened, you know. So to answer you, diapers at Penang.
Long story short. But,
man.
But you know, it's just interesting. So your daughter's 17, about to turn 18.
Yep.
The one after her is
10.
10. So 8, 10,
and now
and
1. Yeah. So the gaps are big.
Gaps are big, right?
Yeah.
But what's interesting about that is the other day I was with my daughter in the car.
Yeah.
And we're just chilling.
Yeah.
We're listening to music. So I'm like, okay, cool. So play me songs that you want to listen.
Yeah.
She was like, let's play that Jiggle Jiggle.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. What's it called? Jingle Jingle. You guys know the song? You guys don't have kids, man.
Yeah.
No, he has.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that musically, when it comes to kiddie songs, you have 3 generations.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. Some songs are they similar.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah. So you look at songs like Baby Shark. That's the one that's right now in our house.
Huko inachezwa huko.
Inachezwa kila saa.
Mpaka unaotaga nayo tu.
Yeah, Baby Shark.
Yeah.
Baba Shark. Turu. Yeah, that's because. But bro, that is the most watched YouTube song in the world.
Yep.
Imepita ngoma. Hiyo ni ngoma.
Yeah.
What does that tell you, man? It's that's like it's another thing that resonates with the basics of human. I don't know whether to call it. It resonates with humanity.
Yeah.
In a very, because it just, when a kid is just like, I'm hypnotized by this sound.
Yeah.
So even me as a musician, I have to ask myself, why? What did they study to make this thing
resonate
like this? That it's like a science behind it. So for me, also as a musician, I have to try and be like, what kind of music can I keep doing that can connect in different ways with different generations? And I think that's where that's the challenge that I'm in right now, trying to understand that. How do you still connect with your generation, the younger generation, you know, and stuff like that? And what are the kind of things you need to do and understand about music that makes people just be like, because I look at my Deye, manze, she's just in front of the TV looking at the big eyes of these things, and being happy about it. And then she turns another new song, another one, and all that. So it's pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting. Hi, I'm about to get into Nitabai Nina Do.
Nitabai Nina Do.
Nameless and Reckless. Reckless alikuwa ameficha white bana.
Yeah. As I was telling you, manze, it's a journey. Yeah, people in their mind. Yeah, people just imagine, you know, you're like a machine. But there's so many other dynamics behind an artist, you know, and there are times you'll do this, and then there are times you'll step back a bit, and then you'll try and review, what do I need to adjust, change. So for me, I'm interested in that part of the career. You know, what are the, so that's why I love even working with different guys, because apart from recording, you're talking, you're discussing different things, you're learning from each other's experiences, and that's actually one of my main primary things about this album project.
Yeah.
Work with different generations, different genres, being versatile, because as an artist you literally have to be versatile, especially in our industry in Kenya. Yeah, you know, out there, Steto, the industry and the market is
so robust.
It's robust, and there's money, so you can literally stick in one lane, and even then it's hard to stick in one lane. That's why you'll see, you know, 50 Cent doing different things. You have to diversify. Yeah. So that's one of the things that for me is important, to let guys know that you at some point realizing you have to diversify. You have to be flexible in your mind. You have to be able to say, I can do this, I can change, I can do this, and you have to guide your fan base to understand that don't box me in one way. You know, I can, yeah. So Reckless, I've always liked. I'm a guy of hooks as well, so I've always liked the way he comes up with his hooks. He has an iconic voice, especially for the gengetone era. Yeah. People have different perspectives about gengetone. It's so interesting to hear. This is like, yeah, that's part of it. People have different perspectives, but for me, I'm trying to show that appreciate different perspectives. Yeah. Don't judge a different perspective. Appreciate it and see. So when I'm working with someone different, my mind is like, I'm trying to understand this perspective. I'm trying to give my perspective. So when we caught up some time back, you know, and we're like, you know, let's sit in a studio. Let's sit in a studio and see what happens, and merge our vibes. So Abide Nado was that kind of a situation.
Listen, we gotta pull it back from the start. Shout going out to man like Deye, who's like, boss, Shoni Moto Kabisa, man. He's locked in all the way from Kangemi. Let's go. First play one more time right here on Fast with the Hits, Trace FM. Shout going out to Motif on production for this massive record. Nitabai Nina Do. That's like direct translation from Kikuyu though. Nitanunua nina pesa.
Nitabai nina do. Nitabai nina do. Nitabai nina do.
You know, you can always tell when a song's gonna be a hit when you just listen to like the chorus and verses and just things that are memorable in a song. Kanikoma whiskey.
Kanikoma whiskey. No, like it's so interesting for me. Like when I analyze songs in my career that I dropped. I'll give you an example. Holiday. I dropped Holiday. Immediately I dropped it. I'll never forget. It disturbed me because it didn't come on the impact that I dropped. I think it was Nyanoki or something like my expectations were not met. Because I think about songs that now like are just like part of, you know, my culture. And I'm like, or Caribbean that I perform, and every time I perform it, it just has a certain reaction.
Yep.
And I'm like, so the songs are different. The songs that hit at once, the songs that just grow, they just have something that it doesn't have to be like it just grows. The songs that just don't hit, it's like, okay, I checked that song, it didn't work. Let's move on. Yeah, and so what I liked about this one is I had it for some time and I kept listening over time, and I'm like, I don't get tired of listening to this song. It just vibes into me, and when I play for people, they're just like, yeah, I like this. So I was like, okay, these are those songs that you just have to get it out there and just let it just keep
growing
through. Yeah. So it's a kind of, and then it's also the kind of song that I know I'll enjoy performing because I'm a performing artist. So I'm very interested in making songs of performance. So this one immediately you just sing Nina buy Nina do. Yeah, Nita buy Nina do. By the third time, guys are there. Nita buy Nina do.
That's it. It's a very catchy song. It's a very catchy one. This one's definitely gonna step the correct way. Yeah. Now listen, who else are you gonna be working with?
I don't really want to say that. But no.
Give me at least two people.
because I mean, it's different genres for sure. Different genres of people that. Okay, I'll say we've done with Bensoul something.
Yes.
And we had a good time with Bensoul in the studio. We're just like, bro, we need to do an EP because we were just vibing. Yeah. I did something for his album. And he did something for my album.
Yes.
So there's going to be
good synergy.
Yeah, there was just good synergy in how we're writing. At some point, even guys would listen to the song and be like, "Is that you or Bensoul?" Like we sometimes sound so alike.
Yes.
In how we are vibing. So that's I enjoyed that, and those are the things I'm enjoying. So, but that's also part of this. I always want a bit of an expectation. Okay. You did with who? It's very East African, I'll be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
So Joshua Barak is on there?
Oh man.
If you were with Soila,
you can almost predict.
I can almost
predict. No. But yeah,
Azawi?
so me, I'm not going to start now falling for carrots and looking. You know, you're
I'm just gonna keep mentioning names.
No. And what's my reaction, right?
But the Joshua was like, that one up.
No, trust me, not even that. It's not even that. It's that there are people I'm looking at, the people I'm working with, the people I'm debating about. I'm also in that process.
You said East Africa. Who from South Sudan? Jock. Boss, East Africa community.
Unamfala.
Si umesema East Africa. Unajua mnasemaga East Africa mnajua tu Kenya TZ.
Na Uganda na TZ. Kuna Rwanda, kuna South Sudan, by the way, na Burundi.
Alafu Congo wameingia sasa hivi.
By the way. So that's the beauty of it.
Exactly.
So I'm so interested in this region and understanding it better because even in this region, my penetration is barely 50%.
But bro, in Uganda, they love you.
The Uganda, in fact, that's another thing one of the things about my project is reconnecting with my Ugandan fan base because they've shown me love for years.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just like, Nameless. Where have
you been?
Where are you, Nameless? And yeah, but for me, even with all that, I know my penetration is barely 50% because in other countries I can probably perform in the urban areas, but not even in the rural areas. So I tell artists, like, don't even panic. Focus on people who already have an ear for you, and somewhere it will grow. I see a lot of this debate about international, local, and I'm like, I don't know why we tag music based on international or local, right? Like, Jay-Z is a local artist in America. Any local.
Yeah, nakuagapo Brooklyn too.
He's in his country. In his country, he's a local artist.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know why we feel bad saying I'm a local Kenyan artist. Yeah, and if my music is appreciated from out there, I'll still be a Kenyan artist.
Yeah,
because the root is Kenyan. So Jamaican artist, he's in Jamaica, he's a local artist.
Exactly.
He's not an
yardie.
Yeah, and it's okay. And then the fact that your music is known out there, it's good. It's spreading now the culture out.
Yeah.
But you can't stand on nothing. You can't be. You're just international. Like you're coming from somewhere and you're pushing an agenda somewhere out. So for me, I'm just very interested in understanding the East African region, because that's what I know, and pulling from different ideas. Now, the only difference is the fusion. Try and fuse ideas. So for me, I'm also interested in understanding other genres and fusing it. You get? So being open to try and understand Amapiano and saying, what's an East African Amapiano? What's Genge?
So unamaanisha unafanya ngoma na Mario?
I like the way you're just doing unani check. Yeah, nakuona sana.
Vene unasema Amapiano na una sasa king size. Mario anakamteke. Niko na ears kwa ground.
I love that, but uko na ears. But I think that's a thing. Fusing sounds. Fusing. That's now how you can get connected more. So I watch also, like, what are the Nigerians doing right? Because there's something they're doing right that we can't deny that. There's something they're doing right, you know. So you analyze it. You have to analyze and say, okay, they're very aggressive. That's a fact. They jump on trends. That's a fact. They're business oriented.
But then, funny enough, let me tell you this, right?
Yeah.
Having spent time in Nigeria and also spoken to people in Nigeria, you know, by the venye tunasema gati, oh, they have a music business huko. Imagine they don't.
I know. So it's so good you've said that, because there's also chaos in whatever is happening. There's a lot of chaos. Okay? And the part you've brought in is so important, because people in their minds, they'll be like, oh, it's perfect. It's not perfect. However, they've done something.
Wanajua?
No, there's some things that's what I'm saying. In any business you see and you're like, wow, that business is doing well. if you really sit with a business owner longer, he'll tell you, okay, yeah, there's this, but there's also this. And people enter businesses based on the beauty side.
Yes.
Oh man, this business is doing well. So they come in with a mind of that flowery side of it, because they're like, hey, this guy's driving us to what, and he's then tells you, bro, let me open for you the back side. Then you're like, what the hell? This is what I have to go through for this? Maybe I don't want to do this. So just what you've said, you've given the back door and said, you know what, this is what you guys see, and it looks all glamorous, but there's also stuff that's behind the scenes. That's why for me it doesn't really disturb me when I see someone is doing it, because I'm like, okay, there's something you're doing right, but there's also stuff that you're struggling with. And even us, there's some stuff we're doing right and there's some stuff we're doing wrong. So for us in our industry, it's just looking and saying, okay, SWOT analysis. What's our strength? This. What's our weakness? Okay, we struggle with this part. So me, I'll be honest, I know one thing for sure. These guys are more aggressive. They're straight up like, busy. You know how a businessman is. He's going to push his agenda on you.
No, it's a thing about the culture, right? So like what I appreciate about Nigerians is this: they're very, very straightforward. They will tell you this is rubbish, straight up. What Kenya?
They don't like go.
Nenda nambia mse mwingine. By the they can't tell you face to your face, right? So that already kills a lot of the noise.
True.
You get, so there's that element of honesty. By the way, you get. So those kind of it's a cultural thing. So it helps.
It helps. It also helps. And there are many other things that also help. Numbers help.
Of course. 300 million.
The culture, the Pidgin English helps. Pidgin is a very melodic language. So writing with Pidgin that's why Jamaica also would just be like killing it, because you're everything rhymes with O, because you put O everywhere. So writing a song is very easy. Come I'll show you you're like, bro, so many things kind of like work for that. That us with our Swahili, with Sheng, we have, but then also see like even with the urban tone, like I was in that launch of the urban tone. I love seeing how the kids will use like such interesting melodies with Sheng, and bounce that now people are dancing. So dance, music, and fashion, Shikana. You get,
it's called deadly.
Yeah. So that it creates a movement, So now the reason, because I went for the event, and the reason is because I know Motif, work with Motif also, so he's telling me he's struck, and I'm like, yeah, you have something here. Right, and it's nice that you have something here. So to see him putting structure into it, and even with anything like that, you have to let someone know. You'll go in, you'll do stuff right, you'll do some stuff wrong, and it's okay.
It's very okay,
because there's stuff you will not see. It's not possible to see everything 360, but go in knowing that, so that either you can keep improving it, or someone else can come in and say, okay, now from where you left off, how do we pick on and continue? Once you begin to understand your role is just to keep moving the nudge, then at some point in a jeeper, then it blows up. So like now, in the different religions, like even Nigeria, I look at it, I say, there were guys, P Square, Two Face, they were this pushing the needle, and then now these other guys just trapped in Voop. Now we're like, what? They're just saying, what? How? But it was processes of just people just moving it. So even for us, I feel like we have to just know there's just a movement, just keep movement, or there's this new thing. How do we know? How do we support it? How do we just do it? Because there's a combination of, it's not only 100% you. There's sometimes things just align
100%
outside you, and that's why when someone is receiving a big Oscar or a big Grammy, he says, first I want to thank God, because it's like there's stuff that wasn't me.
100%.
Let's be honest,
I didn't control this.
I mean, some things I didn't control. I know I have talent, I know I did this, but X and Y and Z also have talent. So why it fell on me? God.
100.
So people also have to know that some things, even for other guys, they're like, oh, I don't know how this happened, but it's happening. Now, how do I just keep it happening? Like, how do I ride this wave? So it's because it's a debate that happens a lot, and that's why I'm like, when something is happening, there's something boiling. Let's let's support it. Let's
push grow
it. Let's grow it, and keep adjusting and stuff like that. And then I'm telling you, 3, 4, 5 years from now, you can be like, it's a movement, and I don't know which movement that will be, but guys will be like, oh my God, this why? And it was because of different people just pushing strife, and then
gone.
It lights up.
Guys, thank you very much for coming through.
It was appreciate
amazing.
It. Always good catching up with you.
Always good catching up.
Nitakupigia
tukule kanyama.
Tukule kanyama tuongee. 1, 2 hivi tuseme.
Me I need diaper money. I need diaper money. Listen guys, Nameless in the building amesema. Amesema nitabai.
Nina do.